These are knockdown cabinets. What I mean by knockdown cabinets are cabinets that come flat packed and you have to build them yourself. Now, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and build a cabinet out if you want to do a bump out. If you're doing a bump out, say these cabinets come here and you want this cabinet to step out, you want this crown to dead end into this cabinet and look nice. Well, what you want to do is bring this cabinet out 3 inches. So you're going to make this cabinet 15 inches deep, where these cabinets are 12 inches deep. There's a couple of ways of doing it. You can take 2x4s and block it out. Once you block it out, you can screw your cabinet onto that, put a skin on the side and it hides it, and nobody ever knows the difference. It looks like a nice looking 15-inch deep cabinet. What I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to show you how to cut panels to build it, because the face frame is separate right now. You set it down and you build the walls around it. I have finished wood that matches the interior of this. I'm going to go ahead and make this 15 inches deep, and then we're going to put skins on the back, and we're going to have a nice 15-inch deep cabinet, because this is a beautiful custom house, and we're going to make a really nice looking kitchen here. The top and the bottom are going to be cut just like shelves. Okay, this right here is going to require a little bit more. I'm going to have to make a groove right here, 1/4 inch wide, in order to accept the back panel. That's very simple because I'm just going to make 2 passes on my saw. My blade with the carbide tip is 1/8 inch wide. So I'll make 2 passes and I have this cut. This one I'll have to make a few more because we have to notch it out 1/2 inch. You don't have to worry about re-drilling these holes because I'm not putting shelves on this. This is going to be just an open cabinet for the vent. So I'll take my measurement right here. It's 11.5 inches. All I have to do is add 3 inches to the front. This is a 4x4 sheet of 1/2 inch plywood and it's finished. It's made for the sink floor if you're doing a sink corner and or a corner sink, and they just give you the face and you have to build the floor separate. So I use this, and I'm going to make sure when I cut this that I cut it long ways. I want my grain to go up and down on this. I don't want it side by side. Just so when you open your cabinet you don't see the grain going this way when it should go up. I cut my 2 sides, but I didn't notch them yet. I'm going to go ahead and make my straight cuts on this top and bottom. So 14. This has to be exact because you have to match the 2 sides. Forgot to put my safety goggles on. I'm going to use them on the next cuts. Try not to do that. My first groove is going to be on the inside of the channel, and my second's going to be on the outside of the channel, and I'll cut this out. Keep in mind you don't want the depth of this too high, so go ahead and set it on there and make sure it's right at the edge where it needs to be. That's my first pass. Now that I took the safety key out of my saw, I can go ahead and readjust this. So now I'm going to go to the outside of that cut. You can measure it, but this is a quick way and it puts it right where it needs to be. This back channel is cut. Now I want to make sure I get my height is 42 inches before I make my side cuts. Don't make that mistake. readjusted my saw to make these notches here, and I'm just going to slowly make my increments. What I'm going to do is get this first cut here, scoot it over, get this cut until I come to this line right here. And I'm going to mark this on the other board as a pattern. I'll go ahead and make this mark where it stops, so then I can line my saw blade up to it. My top and bottom board, I'm going to cut 13 inches off of that. So I have my line. Two passes with the 1/8 inch blade gives me this 1/4 inch right here for the back panel, and 4 passes for this 1/2 inch. Now we're ready to put it together. Spend a couple of extra minutes and do a dry fit. Put everything together before you go ahead and nail it. That way you know everything fits perfectly. You may have to trim something here or there or make the groove a little bigger. Just takes you seconds if you dry fit it. If you nail it, then you have a problem trying to take it apart before you do that. All right, let's get it together. Now you have a custom sized cabinet that can step out. We're just going to put a skin on the end of this, and that'll serve 2 purposes. It's a nice looking skin that has a beaded board, so it gives a good look on the outside. Plus it fills in this little gap that you have here from the 1/4 inch overhang of your face. So once you put that on, the crown can go evenly right around here. It's a lot easier than having to notch this out. I pre-glued the back of this beaded board. Now I'm going to use my pin nailer to attach it. I have 1/2 inch nails in this pin nailer, so it'll go through this 1/4 inch thick bead board and it won't go past the 1/2 inch size. When I staple this down or nail it down, I go into the grooves so you won't even see where the nails are attached. When you do that, it makes it a little bit narrower, so you have to shoot it on an angle. You tack it in on an angle this way and you tack it in on an angle this way. Otherwise, this nail will blow out on the inside. Not that it's a big blowout because it's a tiny nail, but you don't want to have someone rub their hand on the inside of there and catch a nail.